Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. Now, a lot of people love to claim that they found errors. And the thing is we kind of have to define error. Most people will generally say if there's a mistake on the bill, that is an error. But in collecting, that's not how we really look at it. In order for the word error to have value, the BEP has to also acknowledge that there was a mistake made. The easiest way for the BEP to do that is to remove them from circulation, which means if you have a subtle printing error and it's on an entire strap of notes, the BEP didn't bother to remove that error. But if there was a drop of ink that got on and they removed that one but missed the note underneath, now all of a sudden there is only one out there that's got that drop of ink. That is an error that got past the BEP, and that makes it worth money. Why? Because most of the time that happens, the BEP catches it and removes it from circulation, which means there aren't very many of those at all available for collectors. Now, a very simple print run where the last digit is slightly elevated, the BEP doesn't pull stuff like that. So you're going to find dozens and dozens of them if you look. But to find a genuine error, that is valuable because they aren't readily available. Once again, if you go through one strap of singles and find 20 errors, I promise you none of those 20 are worth anything. I've gone through over 300,000 notes and I've found one potential, solvent error, and I think I found 3 filled stars out of 300,000 notes. So once again, if you go through a strap of singles and find 20 notes that you think are errors, no, they are not. Well, once again, they may be errors, but they are not worth anything. And that's the bottom line. You can pull out any note for any reason you want. The ultimate question is, does the collecting community say that there is value there? Well, there's your answer. All right, let's get these out of the way and take a look at what I found this week. Got a stack. Found a stamp. This one says, work union and earn more money. Yeah, that's kind of like what unions were supposed to do. Band together and tell the bosses, look, pay us or we ain't working. I found a Where's George and another. Both of these have a very similar stamp, probably from the same person. I will log those and see what happens. Let's see. This one was interesting. We've got 7557, 3557. So that's a trinary, 3s, 5s, and 7s. As fancy as you want to call it, it's nothing else. It's a trinary, 3s, 5s, and 7s. Not worth anything more than face value. I pull trinaries hoping to match serial numbers. Here's another trinary, 1s, 5s, and 8s. And this is quads, quad zeros. Same thing with quads. I try to match quads. There is no additional value for finding 4 of the same digit in a row. They're just way too common to be worth anything. The fact that I can find multiple in my hunts should tell you that they aren't worth anything. This is quad 2s, quad 3s, quad 5s, quad 6s, and some star notes. 2017A star note, always checking to see if they're filled in. 2017A, 2017 with writing on it, so it's probably going to go away. 2017, another 2017, another 2017, another 2017, so yeah, they're still easy to find. 2013B. Now remember, they duplicated some of these. The numbers you're looking for are 250,000 and lower, and 3.2 million to 9.6 million. And this one you can see is 089. That would be 8.9 million. That is under 9.6 million and above 3.2 million. So you're looking for 032 to 096, and this falls in the range. So this is a duplicate, and I sold duplicates in the past for 20 bucks a piece. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Another 2013, and another, And then the older notes that I found, 2003A, 2003A. I save these not because they're worth anything, but because nobody else does. So if you're looking for a 2003A from New York, the BG block, where are you going to find it? Well, I happen to have some. Let's see, 2003A as well. Another 2003A. Most of these go back. I only save the best ones, but this gives you an idea of how many I find. I'll pull anything that's 20 years or older. 2003A, 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 2003, 2001, 2001, 1999, rough shape on that one. 1995, checking to see if it's a web note. It is not. You can see that it's got a mark right here. Web notes don't have a location indicator, so there wouldn't be anything over there. I've got enough videos on web notes. Let's see, 1995, and the oldest note from this year, unfold the corner, this is from 1988A. All right, that's what I found this week. What did I pull? Well, I pulled an error. I did not find this in circulation. I did buy this off of eBay. I thought it was neat. I thought it was fairly unique. It is listed in my error books, and I knew that I didn't have one. It is a $20 small head, and you can see it is from 1993. And if you look, there are two little squares here that look awfully weird. And if we zoom in, we can see that they are printed, but something isn't quite right about them. And if we look at the rest of the note seems pretty good. Let's look at the back, see if we see anything here. Nothing exciting about the back. Okay, so what's up with this note? Well, some of you may know that when we print notes, we use a magnetic ink. Now, whenever you see the tellers at the bank running notes through a machine, a lot of times that machine will stop halfway through and it'll start beeping. And that's because it's reading that a note is counterfeit. How does it know? How does it know if a note is counterfeit? Well, one of the many processes that computer does, or that counter does, is it has a magnetic detector. And part of the inking process involves using magnetic ink. And there are various patterns of magnetic ink on the notes. And when you run them through the bill counter, you can set the bill counter to detect those particular things. That's also, the pattern also determines what note it is. So if you had a mixed group of bills, all different denominations, and ran them through a counter, chances are the counter would be able to count the exact amount of money there, not just the number of bills, but the denomination as well. It does that by reading the magnetic ink. This note is missing a portion of the magnetic ink. It didn't get printed on this note. And that's what gives it those square patches of under inking. It's really unusual to see. It does not happen very often at all. And a lot of people, when they do see it, don't think nothing of it. But this is a missing or partial missing magnetic ink error. That's what this is. And like I said, it's actually listed in my books. I've got this book here, U.S. Error Note Encyclopedia. And if I flip to it, there's various examples here, but yeah, magnetic inking problems is how it's described. And here's a $100 bill looking quite similar to what I've got there. A couple other, there's a 20 that has multiple, but you can still see the partial here. And if you look here, it says magnetic ink missing the full pattern. And the full pattern, you can see the prices on the full pattern. I do not have a full pattern, but here is a 20 missing magnetic ink partial pattern on a 20, but this one happens to be a star note. They still list it from 150, 400, 650. Down here is a 50 that looks very similar to what I have. And once again, they listed at 150, 200, and 225 as far as the values go. Here's one, once again, the full pattern. You're talking 250, 500, and 1,000. It's just interesting to see the various ways that that pattern can be screwed up, basically. Now, is this still legal tender? Of course it is. Is it an error? You betcha. They don't want these getting out in circulation. First and foremost, because it's going to screw up whenever they try to verify that it's real. But secondly, it gives an idea as to where the actual magnetic prints are if somebody was trying to duplicate them. Anyway, that is my $20 1993 Federal Reserve note error with the partial missing magnetic ink. If you learned anything new this week, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. Love reading all your comments. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.